Hey everyone, what's the crack? Lawrence here. I've been sim racing for about 20 years now, and over the last 20 years I've learned a lot about how to go about enjoying my sim racing. So today I said I'd take 5 tips, share them with you, and see what you think. Let me know in the comments below. Let's get to it. Tip number 1, setup is not going to make a slow driver fast. It's just not going to happen. Whether it's a setup like this, like buying a direct drive wheel or spending a load of money on a new PC or whatever, it's just not going to make you faster. I hate to break it to you, you're going to get your ass kicked by people who have really crappy equipment because they practice more and they're just better drivers. You just have to face it. Same with your actual setup in game. If you're way off the pace, making setup changes isn't going to bring you closer to being the quickest. Practice and getting that consistency, learning the lines, stuff like that is going to make you quicker. But setup, your in-game setup, no amount of camber, no amount of gearing, anything like that on most tracks is going to make that much of a difference. So your setup is going to make a really quick driver quicker, but it's not going to make a slow driver quick. It's just not going to happen. Tip number 2 for enjoying your sim racing, let other people around you race you. Might seem a little bit strange, but if you let people race, as in give them the space, give them the little bit of, invite them into a battle, you're going to have far better races. And it doesn't matter if you're fighting for the lead, it doesn't matter if you're fighting for 20th place. If you let people just come up alongside you if they deserve it, and don't do anything stupid, it really makes a massive difference to your racing. Because once you afford somebody a little bit of respect on a track, in general, they give it back to you. And when people give you back that respect, it allows for a great exchange of positions, and it's a really simple way to make friends on track, because ultimately the people who are watching this video want to enjoy our sim racing. We don't necessarily care about winning. It's great to win, it really is, but nobody remembers winning. In sim racing, everybody remembers the good racing. Nobody remembers the results. That's very important. My third tip, find a community. If you keep joining online servers, public servers, stuff like that, you're not going to have as much enjoyment. Now, I'm sure plenty of you really enjoy that, but if you find a community, like in Assetto Corsa, I highly recommend legacorsa.com. In Assetto Corsa Competizione, I highly recommend SimSport Racing. And in iRacing, for instance, I highly recommend digitalmotorsports.com, who I'm racing with at the moment. There are lots and lots of great communities out there, lots of great leagues. You get to know people, you get to know what other people are putting in every week when you show up to race, all that. You know that these people have jobs, they have families, they have kids, they have other responsibilities. And when you're racing them on track, you know they're not going to throw away the precious hours that they spent practicing. You know that they're going to have some bit of respect for you, and as you learn how they drive and as you get to know them, you actually get far more enjoyment, and you know what to expect when you meet people on track. So very important point, find a community and put effort into that community. Don't just take from the community, put effort in. That means sharing, share setup, stuff like that, share replays, share photos, talk to people, get to know people in the community. Really important, because then you'll be adding what you want to be taking out. So you'll be contributing to the community, the very reason why you're there in the first place. Tip number 4, and I touched on it there a little bit, share. Share your replays, share your photos, share tips about stuff, share liveries, make liveries, get people to make liveries for you, and really kind of embrace the part of racing which doesn't happen on the circuit. So contribute to people, streamers, watch their streams, hit like, do all the very easy stuff, support what they're doing. Another great thing that you can do is share telemetry. If you've got a really quick lap, just show people where you're going quickly, where you're going slowly, and you know what, sharing means asking for help as well. Ask people, why am I so slow in sector 3? And they'll tell you, well, you have to do this, you have to do that. And that again adds to your community, which I discussed in the previous step. And tip number 5, and I actually think this is the most important one, whether you race with a community, whether you race on your own, very important to finish the race. Just finish. Doesn't matter how much damage you've had, doesn't matter how slow you are, how many times you spun out, or how many times you've been lapped. Finish the race. At the time, you want to do nothing more than rage quit. You want to just get up and leave it. Trust me, finish that race, because you will know what it takes to get there, to have that discipline. You'll be allowed to get a second chance at that one race. Yes, your result is going to suck, but you might get decent laps, you might get quicker, you might even find a battle or two along the way, even with people who are blue flagging you. Especially in the community, people want to race. So if you have the pace with people, go enjoy that pace, but finish the race. Don't rage quit, because when you rage quit, especially if you're like in 5th place and you spin out and all of a sudden you're in 10th and you rage quit, well, there are another 10 cars behind you. You're still in a decent position. And the number one reason to finish the race, in my opinion, is that it makes the person who finishes last feel less bad about themselves when you finish behind them. They feel like they've achieved something very, very small. So again, similar to the whole community aspect that I spoke about, you're feeding back into the community just by finishing that race. Someone else who had a slightly less shit race has some sense of achievement. And the next time you race and you don't make mistakes, you're going to be thankful that there are 10, 20 cars around you and that they didn't rage quit. Because finishing 5th with 5 cars sucks. Finishing 5th with 30 cars is fucking amazing, and you could have driven the exact same way. So bear that in mind, finish the race. So there you have it, 5 tips to enjoy sim racing. Hopefully you like this video. It's a slightly different format to my other videos, but let me know in the comments below, and if you like this kind of thing, hit subscribe. I've got a few more of these in the pipeline. I'm Lawrence, I'll chat to you later.